MindsEye disaster launching before you're ready. So this isn't, Chrono's like, you doing gaming news? No, we're doing philosophical learnings on what the heck is going on here. If you don't know the story of Chrono, you don't know the story of MindsEye, Chrono is probably the better guy to do it, or anybody who's really more into gaming and whatnot. All I know is what the general public kind of knows. It came out recently. It was buggy as flip. The people that were playing it on YouTube or Twitch or live or whatever, it was awful. It was no fun. Just terrible. In fact, there was one guy, I can't remember who it was, but he was about to jump on and do his MindsEye review, and he got a text from MindsEye. He's like, don't show it. And it was like, do not do the review, because it was just getting lambasted and it was awful. It's one of the worst rated games of 2025. The lesson that I want to talk about from this is the danger of launching before you're ready. And this is from a small content creator point of view. You who are a small content creator, I think there's something we can learn from this. I'm going to switch out the music. It's making me sleepy. I knew it would. We're going to go straight to the jazz because I like jazz and it keeps me motivated. You remember Cyberpunk 2077? It had so much hype. It was I remember they did a Cyberpunk like room for somebody, and they did Cyberpunk computers and Cyberpunk they were like, this is the biggest game in the history of ever. It launched, it was awful. It was super plagued by bugs, didn't have much it barely playable for a lot of people, and it just absolutely shot them in the foot. Lost their they got pulled from the PlayStation Store. Like, they literally pulled it off. Like, it was, people lost a lot of faith in the publisher. Same thing with No Man's Sky. Same thing happened to them, where they made a bunch of promises and then they launched and they were not ready and the promises weren't there, and it just wasn't a good game. Same thing with Anthem. 2019, great sci-fi world, but it was boring as flip and people didn't like it, and it became it just hurt BioWare. Battlefield 2042. I didn't know this one. This is apparently it was a technical mess, and a lot of people were upset with it. For me, the point that I want to kind of pull from this is that we as content creators, if you're like me, you probably are, and maybe you are in this way, and that is, you get excited about the thing you're creating, right? You get excited about this thing you're creating. You want to show it to the world, or you get really interested in it and you feel your attention waning. It's taking too long. It is, whatever. And you're like, I just want to show it off. I just want to be done with this. I just want to get it out there, because otherwise it'll never be done. I'll have wasted all this work, or if I just want, something. You need something, some kind of energy to send it out. And what you end up doing is you send out a worse thing. I've done this lots. What I do is I will often come up with a cool idea and I'll put it all together, and I'll just kind of put it out there, and it'll frustrate people. They won't know what to do with it. It's not explained well. It doesn't fit in. I didn't warn anybody. I didn't tell them when it was coming. All of a sudden I'm just making changes. And people are like, whatever happened to like Weird Wednesday? What happened to Weird Wednesday? Why isn't it Weird Wednesday anymore? Why is it on a Thursday? What's going on? Right? It was just an idea I had, and then I launched it. I do this all the time, and it's not good, because what ends up happening is you build distrust with the people that are watching, and you create an anxiety in them, or you create a sense of whatever the opposite of FOMO is, right? So you've got FOMO, fear of missing out, that drives people to want to come to your stream, come to your content, come and see what's going on. Because they know that something good is happening. It does the opposite. It's like, well, I don't know if there's anything good because things keep changing. I don't know if it's anything good because I used to like it and now it's different. And I don't know why he did that. If we send out undercooked stuff, it's going to damage our reputation. I think it's good to experiment. I'm all for experimenting. I'm all for putting stuff out there, communicating and going, hey, I'm going to try something new. This is what I'm going to do, and come take a look at it. Or hey, I'm going to do an overlay. But I think if you're going to launch something substantial, like say VTuber, or changing your overlay setup, or changing your calendar, or changing like any like a really substantial thing, that if you do it in a poor way, even the people that are like your fans, the ones who want to stick around, are going to get frustrated, and they're going to leave, right? They're going to get frustrated with you, and they're going to say, I have lots of choices. I used to like this person. I don't know what they're doing, and that causes me anxiety, that causes me frustration, that causes me, like I don't know what's going on, so therefore I'm going to go find someone more consistent or someone more communicative. The counterpoint to this is perfectionism. Perfectionism also kills momentum, because there's a certain point at which you need to release the thing. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be exactly right. It's good enough. And you need to move on to whatever the next project is, the next video is, the next short is, the next phase of development is. You got to let it go. It'll be fine. You just release it. You've told everybody you've gotten it ready, and it looks pretty good, and off you go. Your perfectionism, if you keep it all back, right, you're going to be burning energy on that, which means your current content or the current videos or the current whatever are going to start to suffer. You are going to be breaking promises because you're like, I plan on releasing this thing in a month. I plan on releasing this thing in 2 months, in a week, next week. And it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. And then people are like, well, what? Maybe you don't know what you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. And so it burns your reputation. I think it's both. Yeah, I think you got to find both. The perfectionism of waiting too long will shoot you in the foot. Rushing and shipping it out before it's ready, that'll hurt you. We got to find a balance. I've tried to figure out a balance with that. I get really excited about new stuff. I love doing new stuff. I love experimenting. And so I tend to lean towards rushing it out. But like, for example, I'm in the middle of a web design. I will catch up on chat, I promise. I'm in the middle of designing a new web page. That new web page, normally what I would do is I'd do it literally live. Like, I'm going to change this, and then out it goes, and then change this, and then out it goes, and then change this, and then out it goes. And it's like, if you were there, you just kind of watch it in real time change in front of you, and half of it's broken and some of it doesn't work, and then I get tired, or I change, I run out of time, and then half of it's broken. What I'm doing this time around is I'm doing what's called a staging site, which I didn't even know that was a thing on WordPress. But you can go in the background and basically create a staging site, which is you fix it, you change it, you put all your jazz in there, you make sure it's all tight, and then you can just launch all at once with a brand new website. I'm trying to do that. Everything in me wants to switch it over. Everything in me is excited to show off what's going on, but I can't because it's wildly undercooked. Same thing with my overlay setup. I want to launch the VTuber. I want to have good overlays for the VTuber thing. I don't want to launch it again and have it look crappy. So I'm going to do stuff in the background. It's killing me because I've got so many things I want to do, and so many things ideas and like between depression and life and busyness and other parts of the job and et cetera, it's not going anywhere near as fast as I want it to. Like I feel like I'm way behind, and I want to show you guys that I want to really kind of demonstrate that I'm doing work. I'm doing something, but it's not ready yet. And I've got a lot of things right now that are just not ready yet, and I'm working on in the background, which isn't great because you don't get to see it. I don't get to talk about it. I don't get to do anything with it, and it takes a bunch of time. So it feels like I'm wasting your time and wasting mine. But hopefully, at some point, it'll launch. I know that that's not exactly what happens with these video games. The video games are super corporate, and it's run by people who don't know video games. It's run by people who couldn't care less and are trying to squeeze money out or trying to chase trends or whatever. They set a date, and it doesn't matter if they're done, they're going to launch, or they've come up with this mindset that we'll just patch it out later. Or the lesson they learned from Cyberpunk 2077 is you can release a piece of crap game, get a bunch of money from it, and then fix it later. Like they learned the wrong lesson from 2077, and it's like we see this more and more and more. But it's not something we should fall into. It's not something we should fall into. Let me scroll up a little bit. Promotion, what's that, right? What's the thing you do before you stream instead of doing it when you're like, oh, I'm currently streaming. I should probably tell somebody. That's what I do. Layoffs as people seek refunds. Yes, like literally, it's people are absolutely just yeah, it's bad. Not a fan of doing a raid alone. Yeah. That's I mean, you know what? I think it's fun when you raid, but yeah, I can see from the other side kind of going, you know what? It just feels weird being the only one to show up and there's a raid announcement. That's why I have 2 raid announcements. One is for over 4 viewers or over 5 viewers, and one is for below. So if you raid in and you're under 4, I think it is, or 4 and under, you'll get like a honk, and then hello, good to see you. The lights will do some stuff, but it won't take up the whole stream. However, if you come in and you have over that amount, we'll get more celebratory. It's a bit more, you know, engaged, because I want to celebrate the fact that you are raiding in, but I also don't want to give a bunch of time for someone who's coming in and only, you know, brought 1, 2, 3 people with them, and it's, you know, the same amount of, I don't know, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. Can't do lo-fi in streams. Yeah, dude, I can't anymore either. Makes me sleepy. Chrono Odyssey is a great real-time example of this. Is it? I don't know much about it, but I know that it's people have high expectations. Chrono says, I like what I played. Got an Iron Man simulator and the combat was fun. Oh, good. Yeah. Kirk says, this is what happened to me on Path of Exile 2. Game's not done and I'm bored now. Oh, really interesting. Anthem had a lot of potential, and I also enjoyed what I played. But, right? Yeah. Some things you can never learn in advance, you have to learn on the job. Chrono says, I've been so reluctant to change my overlays because of the time needed and what I have been using works. And yeah, see, I like changing stuff. I like messing with stuff. It's one of the things that I've always enjoyed is the design part of it and making it look cool. And it never looks right to me. No matter what I do, no matter how much I've worked on it, it never looks right to me. And so therefore, it's just kind of this never-ending job. But yeah, it can make me crazy and make it so that I spend all my time doing something that actually doesn't bring any value to the viewer and wastes a bunch of time that I have. So it takes it away from things I could be doing that are better. But I still think that if your overlays are, you know, super old, then having a relaunch or doing the overlays or changing them up or having some kind of new logo change or something like that can add a little bit of fresh excitement to the stream and get people interested. And at least your stalwarts, right? It looks pretty cool and it's something to talk about. So I'm in the closed creator beta for Chrono Odyssey, quite possibly the worst game I've ever played. Oh no. Really? Oh wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna do another poll. Actually, you know what? Can I ask someone to do a poll for me? Here's the poll answers. Would you mind doing that, either Samus or ukulele? Those are the 3 choices. I want to see what people say. It's funny because for me, I'm both. It's a bad combo. I'm a perfectionist who wants everything to be like just real, to work perfectly and be exactly right. Maybe we should put a both on there. The balance or both. They put a 4th one called both. Rushing. I'm also really excited to share, and I do a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of things going, and I just, you know, I want to get it out there, and so I can do both errors. I'm trying to grow though. I'm trying to be a better boy. I usually will post as soon as I make something and do well for that. But with an editor, I hate how long it takes for stuff to go up to the point where the post isn't even relevant. Yeah. Well, you're doing stuff that's pretty up to date sometimes, right? Like this is what happened yesterday, or this is an update that occurred, or this is what's happening in that, you know, zone. And so therefore it goes away after a week. So yeah, that it is time sensitive. I have had to allow things to be good enough. I'm a perfectionist, which is really trauma response to being made me feel really unworthy as a child. Yeah. And it's, to me, the perfectionism comes from a sense of hospitality, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. It comes from a sense of hospitality. I want it to be good. I want it to be something that you enjoy. I want it to be something that you are you want to share with others. You know, that's, you know, I don't want it to be uncomfortable. I want the audio to be good and the video to be good, and I want it all to be good. But the rush comes from the fact that I'm usually doing 20 things, and I know for a fact that if I don't do more, right? If I don't do more, or get it out, rather, if I don't get it out, I will start doing other things, and it'll never be done. Case in point, I have 50,000 Post-it notes with great ideas on them that are never going to get done, and they're just never going to happen. But they're all a bunch of good ideas that I want to do and could pick up at any point. Yeah, so if I turn blue, by the way, that's when a poll is happening. So if you see my room is blue, we're doing poll. No, I have no idea what crab gold is. No idea. This Post-it right here that says crab gold, not a clue. I'm hoping that someday someone says crab gold, or I come back around to the post that shows, you know, at some point. Yeah, okay, we'll keep that poll going. In the meantime, please do check out the polls. I'd love it if you guys engaged. If you're there and you're listening, you know, throw an answer in. What do you mean traps you? Like, what is your bad habit? Which traps me? What did I say? I'm trying to think of what I said. As in, oh, which trap? Oh, as in what keeps you from progressing, or what pulls you away from something that you should be able to do? As in, like, you're stuck in a realm of perfectionism, which keeps you from doing the good thing, or you are trapped by brushing it out. And it's like, I should hold it back, but the trap is my sense of urgency. I don't want to get it out there. The trap, I will have a deadline, but I miss it because I feel like I can't submit the work till it's perfect. Yeah, I am stuck behind the wall of perfectionism, or I am trapped in a realm of not releasing good stuff because I keep rushing it out, right? I think we all are going to lean one way or the other, but I know that it's also a for some people, I'm trying to find balance. For me, it's a good exercise for me to be doing this website. Like, when I go to the website, I'll show you. See how it says staging right here? The staging. So when I go to the website, where's my design appearance editor? I have all these ideas of things I want to do, right? Like, I have all these things I want to do, and it's been a pain. Like, for example, putting this picture next to this thing here, like, I'm trying to figure it all out on the fly and make it look good, and make it not look super dumb, and be proper colors and things like that. Like, I want it to be cool, but it's not cool right now. It is just kind of a mess. And it's like, it's got, see, like, this overlay here is great, but it doesn't dynamically change. And so therefore, how do I do that? You know, like, it's, I've got to wait for, you know, right now the live stream can actually show on my website, which I think is cool. It shows my latest video, which I think is cool. It's got all my latest posts on there, right? It's I think it's got good ideas, but it's undercooked. Part of me wants to just kind of go, you know what? You know, I'll fix it later. But my exercise is me holding it back, so that I can launch it and be excited about it. Be really, really excited about it. That's what I want. But to ask a random non sequitur, and the typing of it made a decision. Thank you for helping. Okay, good. You're welcome.